We are the Kdrama Divas.
We love talking K-dramas.
Listen in each week as we chat about the dramas we've watched.
And join in on the conversation. Follow us on social media. Stay tuned for the podcast. You're listening to the Kdrama Divas. My name's Amanda.
I'm Maureen.
I'm Serena.
Tonight, we're talking about Boyfriend on Demand.
Right? But before we do that, are we going to talk about other stuff?
South Korea, we see you.
Yay!
We've just had a new listener in South Korea. We always pay attention to our listeners, but when we see South Korea,
We really pay attention.
Extra excited.
it's a lot of pressure. I want to first apologize for our mispronunciation.
Yeah, that
Mispronounce.
You said it right.
I can't even speak English. I don't think I pronounce South Korean names.
I know.
So my apologies.
Yes, we really try. We really do.
I could try harder. I'm going to try harder.
Just my brain doesn't work that way.
I know. Oh,
I really try. It just doesn't work.
but we don't give up.
No.
We keep moving forward and we keep trying.
Yes.
We don't give up here.
No. Okay. So we're talking about BTS.
And we got up at 3:45. Yeah, we stretched it.
AM Pacific time.
Yeah.
Well, the two of you did. I didn't.
And I felt like it was completely worth it.
Oh, it was absolutely worth it.
Okay, but you didn't say why. Why did you get up to 3 a.m. Pacific time on Saturday morning?
So watch it live.
watch it
Watch
live.
BTS concert live.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it just felt like this
Well, I
great.
know what you guys were talking about, but they don't.
Oh, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do.
For those that aren't quite as versed, like
I'm
I
sure.
wouldn't have known had you not have told me. And I'm part of it.
Kdrama Divas.
Yeah. Anyway, okay.
It was really happy. And
Yes.
so a few years ago, we went to the movie theater, my mom and I did, to watch their last concert they filmed.
Was that right
Both.
before they went into the army?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But
For the military?
movie came out after, I think. We saw it in February, and Jen went in December.
You're amazing to know that.
I know. See?
But,
I know. Oh,
so it was like a couple months after. But anyway,
So you
yeah,
and
we
me.
saw it. And it was good.
it was good. And Jin was so emotional and he said, please don't forget us. And so this concert, the happiest part for me was when Jin spoke up and he said, we were so worried and thank you for remembering me. It was so sweet.
And I watched it after the fact, but I think they all talked about that, how they were anxious.
And somebody was holding up a sign that said, I think, like, we didn't forget you or whatever. And Taehan saw it, And so he was like, what was that? And so then he acknowledged them. But they did not show that on camera, but the director of it showed it on his cut. And I'm wondering, why didn't you show it?
They probably didn't have time for everything
Right.
with the Netflix special. I don't know. I mean, it was live.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Okay, so
Yes.
how did this one compare to the last one that you saw in the theater?
it seemed shorter.
Well,
Much
it was shorter because they could only do an hour.
Yeah, it was much shorter.
It was, yeah.
I was amazed at looking, the cameras were showing the city and they must have taken over. And this is just my guess. They took over the whole city and put big screens or something like throughout the whole city. Is that what they did? Because that's what it looked like. Like literally down every street that you could see, they were lined, like packed. Like, do they have any idea how many people showed up?
I don't know.
Should we
You said
look it
something
up?
about how many people viewed it
Yeah, 300 million. Wasn't it 300
Wow.
million?
that tuned in. I don't know. You're the one that told me.
I don't know. It was days ago now. Forget it.
Moved on. You moved on to other news.
That's funny.
Well,
Okay, so it says estimates for the March 2026 BTS comeback concert at Hwamun. How do you say it? Square.
sorry.
Please forgive me.
Sorry, South Korea.
In Seoul vary between, well, there's a huge difference between 48,000 and 104,000 in-person attendees, while HYBE reported 104,000 fans in the vicinity. City government data suggests lower numbers, falling short of the 250,000 plus projected. There were a lot of people
Yeah.
there. There was way more than 48,000.
Yeah.
And what did you say that it's already generated?
Netflix already, I think they said 300 million.
Wow.
US dollars?
No, 300 million people.
Oh, 300 million people. What about dollars that it's generated for the city?
Well, for the country, it's been $1 billion, I heard.
A billion US.
Yes.
That just since
Yeah.
that has generated.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
incredible. Wow.
I know. I know. And they're in New York this week. And they're going to be on Jimmy Fallon's show
Oh.
Wednesday and Thursday.
2 days?
Yeah.
Wow. What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're going to get Amanda to stay up and watch it with you?
We'll see. We'll see.
That's cool.
It is cool.
The poor people. Because, people that have tickets, that's still not guaranteed that you're going to get in
For what? For Fallon or
Yeah.
for?
for
Oh.
Fallon. And especially with them. Oh, my gosh.
Wow. Okay, so hanging in our podcast studio.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did say them, didn't I?
Hanging in our podcast studio, we have a history, I guess we'd say, on the wall of BTS, but it is older. Like, what year is it from, Maureen?
I'd say 2017.
That's okay. So that's a
2019.
long time
Yeah.
ago. And obviously, they've changed a lot. And so we need a new one, but I keep forgetting to buy one. And so
I know. We're leaving it up to you.
I know.
I'm not leaving it up to you.
Well, but
I
do they
just
have
forget.
do they have maybe from this concert there will be some new ones out?
Oh,
that we
my
can get.
goodness.
I'm sure the merchandise is going to be out of control.
Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe that's because I know I've looked before and I couldn't really find anything that looked
Uh-huh.
newer. So okay, so that's our next goal is to
They basically all have dark hair except for Jimin, who has it blonde.
Yeah. That guy.
and does he always have blonde?
No, but he's got blonde there too.
Right. That's why I was wondering.
No, just a few months ago it was dark.
Oh, okay.
So
All right. So is that all of our BTS news?
Yes.
Do you have anything else to say about the concert?
No.
But they're back.
Yes, they're back.
And just as popular, maybe even more, because there's been more time for more people to
Right. Mm-hmm.
recognize them, right?
Mm-hmm.
As they start their, is it a world tour they're starting next?
Yes.
Very cool.
All right. So, Boyfriend on Demand. Should we rate it first?
No, unless we're going to do it now, rate it now, and then rate it at the end after we convince each other of what it should be.
Should we do that?
No.
Should we start doing that?
I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay. I don't
Okay,
know.
what does everybody think?
Well, first, what's it about? Take it away, Mom.
Oh my goodness. Basically, it's the story of two webtoon producers, a male and female, Jisoo and So In-guk. The female, Jisoo, who is actually a member of Blackpink too, the
What's-
K-pop group.
Oh, I was going to say, what's Blackpink? Okay.
Yeah.
They're
I'm
very famous.
Oh,
They're very famous.
sorry. See, I'm not in the know.
She has acted in a few dramas, which is really impressive.
What other dramas has she been in?
Well, are there any? I mean, I'm looking here and I don't know. I haven't heard of anything. Snowdrop,
Yes, that's a famous one.
Newtopia,
Um,
and then Omniscient Reader, The Prophecy.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of them.
I've never
well,
heard of any of
Snowdrop,
these.
it's sad. But anyway,
Yeah, which is why I won't watch it.
yeah.
But I think she was a good actress.
Yeah, I think she's an excellent actress.
I think she did great.
Yeah.
Mhm. Why?
I'm just throwing that out there.
So where was I?
So there's two webtooners. She doesn't really like him because
She thinks he's arrogant and they compete.
right.
But that's, I mean, what this was really about is a story of this girl that gets sucked into a virtual dating reality where everyone she dates is AI and it's supposed to be the perfect date. And there's how many dates she could go on? 900?
900.
But there's actually 901, but we'll get
Yes.
into that later.
Yes.
So,
But then along the line, she finds out that every other woman who's on this can have the same date. It's like they are programmed and they treat each woman the same.
Well, and why would she think any differently? That's what I'm
Right.
surprised by.
you
Why did she
almost
think it
seem
was?
you almost
Oh.
seem surprised.
I know. I think I was.
I mean, if it's computer generated, you would-
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
It's almost like being in a video game and you go on certain challenges and
Right.
it's always the same.
Mhm.
Yes. Right.
The same end
But-
result.
But the odd thing about these dates that everybody goes on, but then they can contact you in real life,
Yeah.
which is really weird.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then if you think about it, I thought it was weird too.
It's just a phone call, huh?
Yeah, it's just a phone call,
Yes.
just an AI phone call. And they
And-
already have those.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And so I mean, this may sound crazy, but this is all plausible to me.
It really is.
It is so plausible.
Right.
All of it.
Which is
But you know
scary
what?
in its own
It's
way.
actually kind of sad, I feel, too, because if women are just going to,
Or men.
or men, if people are just going to date these,
Well, they've had lots of different movies about this, haven't they?
Oh,
Have
Like,
they?
haven't they had like AI movies or like even like the mannequin movies where they
I haven't seen it.
never watched them.
There are American movies. Hold on. Movies where they date AI. Her from 2013, where a man falls in love with an AI operating system.
Wow.
Blade Runner 2049.
I'm not
sure there's
surprised
more.
there are. I just haven't seen them.
AI
Wow.
Love You, a Thai filmed. Ex Machina, a young programmer is invited to perform the Turing test on a sentient humanoid. Eva becomes emotionally involved with her. And you'll find this even now, like, even though maybe there's no AI girlfriends or boyfriends yet, but people are getting kind of invested in AI programs like Chat GPT and Grok and things like that. You can have conversations with them. And I mean,
pretty soon nobody's going to talk to each other because people
Right.
these days hardly do or know how to. And then there's not going to be any population because if you're not meeting up in real life, I mean, how do you have a baby?
people just hook up and then
I guess, but if you don't ever have to leave your house,
I know.
then why would you need to hook up if you can have this perfect relationship
Mhm.
with
Right.
an AI? And I'm assuming if they can simulate everything else, they can simulate
Mm-hmm.
other things too, right?
Yeah. And I mean,
So-
even she was like, dopamine releases in my brain, you know,
Right.
when she was on her
Yeah, because
dates.
they are, it is reality to them, even though it's not reality.
So the fact that you guys wanted me to watch this,
Mhm.
like, I could see my mom wanting me to watch, because you always want me to watch everything you watch, no matter what. But I was surprised when you were into it, Serena, and
Yeah.
then you told me to watch it.
Yeah.
That's kind of shocked me.
It was interesting. I found it very interesting
Okay.
just because of the whole AI thing. And it makes you think about where we're heading as a society, as a world, right? So,
And did you notice some of the guest stars, the cameos from the
yes.
Oh,
Oh, yes. It was. Are you going to share some?
Choicey
Is
Wan.
Troy the one?
When that up that it said he was in it, you looked at me like, oh, he is? You kept me in suspense.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Lee Suhaik. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but oh
He's
my
listening
gosh.
right now. He's our listener.
That's right.
I'm sorry that we mispronounced your
Oh
name.
gosh.
Yes, there
He's
were quite a few.
Yeah. All like dream boats or whatever you want to call them. I
Right.
mean,
You call them dream boats.
Jade Park. Oh my gosh.
I was very
Uh,
surprised to see Choi Siwon.
Siwon?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, that made me smile.
Yeah.
Lee Jae Wook. Oh my gosh. It was so funny. Him being the doctor. I don't know. I feel like they could have really laughed, had a good time
Who could have?
when they were all doing that.
Oh, you mean the actors?
Yeah. Lee Hung Wook.
So
She's in such awe she can't speak.
she just grabbed her heart like,
Oh, goodness.
now I get it. Now I understand why you're obsessed with this.
It wasn't the storyline.
It was just the hot
It was
actors,
the cameos.
right?
Oh no. I liked the story too. I
Okay.
especially liked it when the male lead finally tells her that he likes her.
Okay, so did you see that coming from the get-go?
That he likes her. You
Yeah.
know what? I was thinking, I like you. Because I was trying to, I do their, I've been saying that. I know it,
Saying what?
their sentences before they do. And I said that, I like you. And then he says, I like you. I don't know. I knew he was going to tell her that.
You can see it coming. And he's played in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Like
mhm.
Doom at Your Service. I haven't seen. Have you seen?
I've seen part of it.
Cafe Minding Dong. I can
Yeah.
never say the name right.
Did anybody see Hello Monster?
No.
Oh, better late than never. He was on that. Do you remember that?
Yes.
I need to go back and see it.
Oh my
She was
goodness.
the judge.
He was a judge. Yeah.
Uh,
And I think he wore a big coat.
He did.
Oh, see, I have to go back and see these things after
And
I
it's funny
see them.
because he seemed so shy and he'd be embarrassed. And yet,
On what?
on Better Late Than Never.
Oh,
Better late than single.
Oh, Better Late Than Single.
instead of like something. I have to go back and watch these things. Okay.
Well, they'll come out with a season 2 soon, and then you'll see
There you
again.
go. I
if
hope
he'll be
so.
a judge again.
Yes.
So the storyline for me got old quick. I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
It's like fake relationship after fake. It seemed like every episode they focused on a fake relationship
Right.
and mostly that. And to me, that's boring because I know it's fake. You know, it's AI. And it just seemed like it was never going to stop.
Right.
And I want to see the real relationship, you know, even
Exactly.
though it's all fake, right?
Right.
It's all a story, but it's
Mhm.
like, when is she going to be over this? And instead, she just keeps upping the game with it until she has to create her own version.
Right. And I think that surprised me that she was so sucked into it. I guess that shows how easy, maybe how easy it is to get sucked into it.
I think it is easy. I think it is
Mhm.
because
It's an escape.
it is. It's an escape. And then you're getting an emotional connection.
Right. And other,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Some other feelings going there.
And you don't have to worry about someone leaving you or,
Right. Which was her
Mhm.
fear.
yeah.
And really, you don't have to worry about your clothing because all the clothes
Right.
they provided to you.
And probably the food. I mean, everything was, yeah, it was weird.
It was.
It was really weird. So,
Yeah. So I struggled. And I'm like, how long are these fake relationships going to go? And
Right.
really, up until episode 7, it's really heavily focused on fake relationships, even episode 7 and some
Mhm.
in 8.
Right.
And then in 9 and 10, it's a little less.
because there's only
For
10 episodes,
yeah,
right?
for the female lead. But
Yeah.
I mean, it was too much for me.
Okay.
Way too much on the fake. And not my thing.
Okay.
That's why I haven't seen all those movies I mentioned, because
Yeah. It's not your thing. Well, and I didn't know going into it, obviously, what it was
Mhm.
going to be all about.
I didn't either.
No. But I think it was, it was something and we needed to watch something and it was new, right? And it was only 10 episodes. So we gave it a shot.
I mean, it does speak to where society is at.
Right.
And I mean, it shows how different people can react to it, right? Because
Right.
you have there's several women that do this.
Yeah.
And there's one that it's like a game. She wants to go through all 900 men
Right.
Mm-hmm.
and beat the level.
Right. Right. Show him his boss.
So she's kind of like, it's easy and it's a
Yeah.
hobby. For her, it's more of a game. And maybe that's
Mm-hmm.
the better outlook to have
Right.
because she doesn't take it so seriously.
Yeah.
And then you have the female lead that kind of learns more about herself
Mm-hmm.
through it. She realizes she's afraid of getting hurt and this is
Right.
easier and that she wants a relationship,
Right.
right? Because before it was like her friends kind of act like, oh, you've made the right decision to be single and not care.
Mhm.
Well, she does care. She's just afraid.
Right. Well, the other thing that I think is interesting is, they show a lot of people in line and a lot of people, but I think a lot of it is secret. Nobody wants anybody to know that this is what they're doing. So I
Mhm.
just think, if you have to do it in secret, then probably not something you should be doing. Right.
There's truth in that. There is truth. Also, the webtoon writer,
Yes.
the crazy one,
Yes.
when she gets sucked in, it's really bad. And I don't think she ever gets out.
I
No.
agree.
They don't show her ending
No.
it.
Right.
It's going to be her living in fantasy land in a
Mhm.
bad way,
Right.
which is really sad.
Yeah, very
So I
sad.
just wanted to,
Yep.
because they give 3 different kind of views.
Mhm.
Someone grows from it and leaves it where it should be.
Mm-hmm.
The one that doesn't take it seriously, it's a game. And then the person
Right.
that gets sucked in and
That's
consumed.
true. I didn't think of it that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
But because you're talking about her, the
yeah.
crazy lady, were you surprised when you saw who it was?
Yes.
I kept looking going, no,
Uh-huh.
that can't be her.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the fact that she was in it.
Mhm.
Me
'cause
too.
I kind of like
Yes.
her.
And I thought maybe she would turn normal.
Right.
But
they-
no.
It's weird. The last episode, they kind of make her a little bit normal, like
Right.
apologizing and being nice.
Right.
Which wasn't her personality the whole drama.
Right.
So it's really strange.
Yeah. So her name in real life is Dominating, I think. Is that how you say
Yeah.
it?
And she was
Young?
in
I don't know. Sorry.
Marry my husband.
and Hometown Cha Cha Cha.
Yes. Yes. So I thought she might end up with the boss guy or something.
I was
Why are
hoping
you
so.
looking at me that way?
Oh, yeah.
Maureen's giving me the look.
No, he couldn't stand her.
The look of judgment.
Yeah, but I didn't know if he was doing that. I mean, feelings change.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't know if as she was changing, if their relationship might change, but it didn't happen.
I wondered that too.
Okay.
So
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I thought she needs a real relationship.
Right. Are you funny? So, okay, from the get-go, did you see the two webtoon producers? Did you assume that they'd end up together?
Yes. Yes.
Too.
I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when he got the coffee, that one scene,
Oh,
when he ordered the 2 coffees,
yes.
it was so clearly for her.
Right. That's what I thought too.
And I'm thinking, just give it to her. Why are you being all stubborn and
Right.
strange? Obviously, it was in your heart to give her the coffee.
But
And
is it
then-
just because he's such an introvert and so
Mhm.
shy that
Yeah,
he couldn't, right?
probably.
But he eventually tells her.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. I see they didn't develop it enough.
I agree.
They spent too much time on fake relationships and not
Mhm.
enough time on the meaningful one.
I agree.
So
And as much as I love the cameos, I think they could have had the same amount, but
shorter.
done it differently.
Yes. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, they
I
could have done them
agree.
shorter. But then, okay, I say that, but to play devil's advocate, they had to show that there were storylines
Mm-hmm.
with each of the guys.
Right.
And I mean, I guess,
And that everybody else was having the same storyline.
yeah. So
Right.
what better way to show it? And then the shock that everyone has the same storyline. You were surprised, Mom. So maybe other viewers were surprised too.
Right.
And you wouldn't get that surprise if you didn't get kind of invested in each
Mhm.
storyline.
Right.
Right.
That's true.
So that's probably why the choice was made,
Mhm.
although it wasn't my favorite.
Right. I agree.
Or they could have made it longer,
Right.
16 episodes,
I don't think so. I think that would have been way too much.
maybe 12. No, I
Okay,
don't know.
So I love the scene where they're drinking, not that part of it. And she goes out and she gets a call from the AI guy.
Yes.
And she's expecting him to show up, right?
Mhm.
And the male lead comes out because I don't want to give it away.
It's okay. We always do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that at this point, and did you guys expect it to be him in the AI? I totally expected it to be
of
him.
course.
Totally.
Yes.
So the guy in the AI, the last one,
901.
Yes.
901, yes, looks identical to the male webtoon producer who she supposedly hates. So they go out and she's had a little too much to drink. And she goes out because she's supposed to meet up with the AI doppelganger, right?
But she's still drinking there. She's got beers on the.
Yeah, right. The next thing she knows is she sees him
He's
in
standing
front of
right
her.
in front of her.
And she like grabs his face and says something about,
How are you here?
Yeah, you're
Yes.
here.
and then somehow she realizes that it's the real guy and the AI guy is still on the phone with her, which kind of, and I like that scene just because I think it started even more so to her emotions and her
Uh-huh.
realizing where her feelings were.
But if you think about that, he really did like her.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, my gosh, this is why he went looking for her because she
Right.
wasn't in the.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
And it's the only reason he ever went to a team dinner or
Yes,
anything.
And
exactly.
he stayed late every night.
Yes.
you
Just to
know?
be near
Yes.
her.
And I think just to watch out for her and to be,
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
Yeah,
And it was
he
so
was
good.
dedicated.
Yeah, he was.
And the funny thing is the whole time she's thinking he hates her
Right.
and that they're sworn enemies. And it's like, he does not hate you.
And do you think that it started out mutual, that they didn't like each other? Or do you think something happened and she just took it wrong? Or just because he was the competitor that's just her personality?
She seemed easily
Yeah.
offendable.
Yes.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
So-
that's kind of what you think.
I think,
Mhm.
yeah, I think that it was competition. And so she's like, he must think the same as I
Mhm.
do.
Right.
But clearly they think very differently.
Right. Well, so even to that point, when they were both of them were in the boss's office and they were competing supposedly for something. And he was just like, nope, she can have it, And I
Mhm.
mean, I think he didn't want it, but do you think it kind of was because you think there was a little both?
I think in that moment, he just really didn't want it.
Right.
Um,
Which doesn't make sense because if he liked her, why would he
Right.
push that on her?
Right. Other than she was such
She's crazy.
what does they say, the program, but that's not the right word. The proposal of what he was going to have to take on was beyond what anybody wanted to do.
I know.
Mhm.
All right. So what else?
The people around them, the
About 'em.
workers, they were cute, and they were shocked.
Right.
But
It's
they
always
never
like,
really,
why are you hanging around our group? Why do you come to our dinners?
but
And what?
never came out with it to the whole team. You know what I mean? Like the
True.
one guy, like the one guy finds out and he
Mhm.
tries to tell the boss,
Right.
and no one believes him.
Right.
And then they never come out and show it to everyone.
No.
Like,
No. What do you think about, okay, so now they're together and he finds the AI box.
Mm.
I'm like, they're really struggling for a story here.
Okay.
Because, so yeah, it's a little weird that she bought into the boyfriend on demand,
Mhm.
but all the women were doing it, right?
Right.
It was the big thing.
And it's not like it's real.
Right. It's not real.
It's not like she was having a real affair, I guess you would say. I don't know, or
I
cheating
mean,
on him.
She
I
didn't
guess
do it,
emotionally she was.
but she wasn't really while they were dating.
Mm-mm.
No. Well,
No, not
No,
really.
no.
Once they started, she didn't.
Okay.
But, I mean, I can understand him not liking it.
Right.
100%.
Right.
But when the person looks identical to you,
Yeah.
it's
Exactly.
like, why would that be a problem per
Right.
se?
That part made me question.
Mhm.
Because you would think like somebody eventually tells him, you know, it
Mhm.
should be a compliment
Yeah.
more than
Uh-huh.
like this.
And I think he's so brainy and logical that he had to think through his feelings,
That's
Yes.
true.
which makes sense. I'm married to one of those who's not good at feelings right away and has to think through and process information. So it was like, how long is he going to be mad at her?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
come on.
That was a little much how far they took that part of it.
I felt like
him
they
being
took
upset.
it too far.
Yeah.
I mean, in relationships, you're going to fight
Absolutely.
and you're going to make up. But why fight for weeks, or why not talk for so long?
Right.
I think that's dumb.
Right. I
And
agree.
I just, yeah, whatever.
Life's too short.
It is. And is it really love if you're both willing to just not talk to each other and
But we
avoid
don't
each other
know
completely?
how it is over there
What do you mean?
in another country like that.
That that's normal?
I don't know. I mean, maybe
Well,
it is.
maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe, but
You might
Tell
be
us.
knocking them.
I'm
We
not
We
knocking
don't
South
need to knock
Korea.
them. Let us know. Is that normal?
Well, I'm just knocking that idea. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they do the same thing in American movies or TV shows. Fight over stupid stuff and not talk.
Right.
And they just had to stretch the storyline. They couldn't even make it to 10.
They should have stopped at 8.
I'm serious, though. I'm so serious. And then I was like, how many times is she going to go back into Boyfriend on Demand?
Right. I really
Mm.
was surprised how many times she went back into it. I thought
Mhm.
she was it was gonna click with
But
her
it
before
was
that.
finally to say goodbye. And
Well, but
Which was
why?
weird.
Why
Right.
does she need to say goodbye to AI? He doesn't
Right.
care.
Right.
But I guess for her, it was closure. Like, I'm done with this period of
Mhm.
time.
But she went back a couple times, didn't
Mhm.
she?
She did. When
See,
they were
I just-
fighting, she kept going back for
Mhm.
advice.
Yeah. I didn't understand that part either.
It's like, why do they have to keep throwing this in there?
Right. I agree.
It's the same character. He just has red hair.
I know.
he looked good with that red hair.
He did.
He did. If they're so desperate for it, then have him go get his hair dyed and come back and say, look, I'm the man of your dreams. That would have been a better way.
Yeah, you're right.
Him come back and say, am I meeting your,
Who am I?
yeah. Am I meeting your standard now? And you'd see the little mole and you'd know, wow, he dyed his hair red.
Uh-huh.
See, they should have consulted me.
We're available.
Yeah.
Call us.
I would have liked that better. I would have liked that type of
Yeah.
ending better.
I think so.
It would have been more
Mm.
fun.
Mhm.
And
Okay, so how did it end? Do we remember?
Mhm.
yeah, they were walking off, holding hands, saying basically that they weren't going to worry about the future, but just embrace their love each day.
That's right. Which, yeah.
You all know Serena and I are like, we wanted to see the engagement, the wedding, and the babies.
right. And the grandbabies.
Yeah.
And the,
Yeah.
and everything in between.
But we didn't get an engagement, we didn't get a wedding, and we didn't get
No.
babies.
Well, and she was so against marriage, right? Do you think they?
I don't think she
Wasn't
was
she?
against
no, I don't think
marriage.
she was
No?
against marriage. It's just that it hurt her so bad that her boyfriend that she'd had for several years was getting married. And
Right.
remember
And-
his
Well, yeah.
fiance kept sending out stuff.
But not only that, when they were together, he would talk about one day when I get married,
Right.
A, B, and
Yeah.
C, but he would never say when we get married.
Right.
And so she knew he doesn't want to marry me.
Right.
Right.
And so she was hurt.
Red flags.
It's
Mhm.
true.
Oh, I wonder who that is.
My mom does not, Maureen, my mother, does not silence her cell phone before podcasting. She won't do it.
She wants to make sure she gets all of her fan mail. Hey, talking about fan mail, I'm going to totally switch. Have you put out her videos yet? Have people seen them?
No, no. But I'm going to, Maureen, do you
What?
want to share your new thing?
No.
Okay, next time. Or are you going to do it? Are you going to explain it?
Next time.
Okay.
We'll go next time.
Okay. So then do we want to rate this and put a fork in it and it's done?
I think we could put a fork in it. It's done.
Okay.
Who wants to start?
I'll give it a 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
I enjoyed it.
I'm going to say a 3.
I'm going to say a 3 too.
Okay.
I honestly, at first, I was thinking a 2.
Oh,
Like at first, like yesterday when I was thinking about this. But then today, as I thought about it, I thought the acting was good.
right.
And I mean, the story does kind of like point to where we're at.
Right.
And I thought it doesn't deserve a 2. So I'll rate it a 3.
Yeah. And I enjoyed it. It just was, I mean, it's not, there's so many good ones out there,
Yeah.
that this was it's just an average. It wasn't bad. It was good. It was quick and, don't not watch it. But if you need something to watch and you watched everything else, watch it.
See, I haven't watched everything else.
Well, we're giving advice. We didn't have anybody that gave us that
I
advice.
know. That's true.
All right. Should we wrap it up?
I think that's all we have.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for joining us.
Bye-bye.